just like every Sunday, we gather and we create this safe space for you, a space to just come and be, to be yourself, to be open, to be vulnerable, to listen, to learn, to grow, to raise your vibration. We come together, and today's session will be with our very own Mimi. And she has been an inspiration for me as a businesswoman, as a good friend. She leads by example and with her heart. And it is such a privilege to welcome you all and also to open this space now for Mimi. We are all yours, my dear.
Oh, thank you very much for those kind words. I'm really happy to be here. This is my safe space, and you are all my family. I love you all. And today we're going to talk about awareness, which is something that I'm passionate about, especially because if I wasn't aware of many things, my life wouldn't be as it is today. So I hope that we can have fun as always and that we can learn something. I always learn from you guys. So thank you for being here. I'm really grateful. So I'm going to explain to you how the session will work. So we will talk about the definition of awareness, then on the way I see it, more than the common definition. Then how do we see success? Then we will do exercises of tips on how to become aware. And in this case, I always take Joe Dispenza because for me, he's the master of the masters on how to become aware and to be open to possibilities. Then you will need a piece of paper and a pen because we will do an awareness reflection exercise. And at the end, we will do a meditation. You know me, I don't know how to use the music and my voice. I've tried many times. So it won't be it will be without music. So I apologize for that in advance. Okay. So awareness. Awareness is, for me, is to recognize what's happening inside ourselves in the present moment. And the ability to observe what I'm thinking or our emotions or how do we behave and the environment without judging. Without judging is the difficult part for me because I don't know when the way we are all educated. Normally, you tend to judge, and I think that's the main thing that human beings have to stop. We as human beings to judge, because if we judge, then we become the worst version of ourselves, and we tend to be a bad person. Let's put it that way. For me, awareness is the doorway to transformation. When you are aware, you identify patterns that will take you to places in which you don't want to be. And if you identify those patterns and choose new responses, then you align with the person that you want to become, right? So it also gives you power. I'm all in for power within the way of helping others, because it gives you power to live within your values and redirect towards happiness and the way you normally act. It also is also a way to change, right? If you are not aware of something that is not right for you, you cannot change it. And Joe Dispenza always says, you cannot change something if you are not aware of it. And I think that's the first rule I always follow. And I think being aware, because it's something that you work towards becoming the best version of yourself, and it's something towards listening not only yourself but also the environment and the way everybody reacts, and thinking about connectivity because we are all one, right? So we are all connected, and if we are aware that we are all connected, and whatever you do to others will come back to you or at you, then uh, things change with that perspective. Then I always do these questions, which are questions that I've heard from several big influencers for me. Where in my daily life do I forget that we are all one, right? How could awareness of unity change the way I respond to others? Coming back to what I was saying about we are all one. Now, success. For me, success is peace, joy, learning, teaching, unity, community, family, freedom. That for me is the best definition of success. Tony Robbins says that success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure, right? If you don't feel, if you are at the top of your career, and you, on the eyes of others, are really successful, but you don't feel that you have reached happiness, I don't think you are successful. So it's not just measured by achievements or possessions, but by becoming the best version of yourself, living with purpose, joy, and inner fulfillment. So we will talk about what is for you the definition of success later on, and I hope that you can share with us what is success for you. But as I said, for me, happiness is the end definition of success. Also, Vishen Lakiani, the guy that brought us all here, or most of us here, to Mind Valley, emphasizes that happiness is a byproduct of growth and alignment with your higher self. So I think everything is correlated. I love these three guys, so I put them here as a reference. So there are many things to become aware, many, 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 many. And I've tried many. I think one of the things that my mom and my dad teach me at home when I was a kid was that you have to try everything before you say it doesn't work or I don't like it, even with food. And in this case, this is the pattern that it has worked for me, and I hope that it works for you, which is a rehearsal or when I to become aware. Normally, I thinking about situations that make me not reaching the ultimate goal, which is be happy or successful, and then prepare based on those situations on the aspects that might change the way things will resolve is key to become aware in my case. No, so for example, if I have to liaise with something that I know could go wrong, I think on my head about the specific situation, the scenarios, and the way I should feel, or how that specific reaction of somebody else or my environment, or even the result of the situation will make me feel, and which emotions trigger bad emotions like irritation, anger, fear, insecurity. And as I said before, the education that we get normally, it's an important part of our life on how do we behave. So in this case, insecurity, no lack, not enoughness, um, nothing can be not you cannot get everything you want, and those phrases on the unconscious mind are always part of the emotions and the patterns that are on my subconscious, or sorry, on my mind. So every time I have to deal with a situation, I put those things in my scenarios in advance to be prepared for the outcome. And then what are the signals that my body is giving me? If I get anxious, I cannot breathe and I cannot speak. I get really 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 nervous if I'm going to do a presentation and the big boss is there. Then sometimes I will feel like not enough. This guy is I don't know. Think about ways to drag me down, and it will trigger emotions that make me not reach the target. So I need to be prepared in advance of those type of situations. And the thought, no, again, um, I'm not enough. I always fail. They don't respect me. I'm the only woman in this field. What if they ask me for something else? And the behavior that triggers, huh, in the scenario most of the times won't be happy or won't be something objective. It will be feel or full of fear or full of doubts, and I will just stop talking, and uh, don't open my mouth to say anything that might become make them feel anger or something like that. So those scenarios are in my mind, and I'm like, okay, if this happens, maybe I will feel this, and then if this happens, maybe I will feel that. And some people tend to think that it's an overreaction as well. But if I am aware of what could happen, then I think I can actually do something to fix it. And so what I do is I play that movie in my mind, and I pause, and I create a space between the trigger and the response. So I'm like, if this happens, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to pause, and I have some tips like I want to hold into the the table, no, and hold on myself to overreact, or instead of saying something in a way that will trigger a negative response, I will rephrase the phrase to make it more professional and less emotional. Uh, I will see myself as a different version of myself with all the capabilities, all the attitudes and aptitudes, and all the tools in my mind and in my mouth and in my eyes, in my entire body, to be the person they want me to be, and to be the person as per the situation. Of course, in my stomach, I probably will feel like something is triggering me, that I have like somebody punched me, but I won't let them see that. And then I will ask to myself, what is the best way to respond? No, and thinking, instead of why this is happening to me or this is happening against me, I always think this is happening for me. And the first and the best feeling that I could uh, bring to my mind is gratitude. I'm grateful because I'm here. I have the opportunity to be myself. I have the opportunity to prove myself. I have the opportunity to become the best version of myself, or to show who I am and what do I think, and expose my points. And this is a way of rehearsal, and I do that every time, because I tend to think that and I learned this from other people, that we are in different dimensions, and sometimes you react one way and that leads to the result of your life, and then sometimes you react in a different way, and when I'm in that point, not only at work but also with my family, with my daughters, with my husband, that I'm so grateful he's here, and something is happening that is triggering me emotions that will make me not the best version of myself, and I pause, and I'm like, I understand what I'm going to do if myself, without thinking in my values and my and the ultimate goal of being happy, and I'm like, okay, what if instead of acting with anger and saying the first thing that is coming to my mouth, I pause and I react as the bigger person in the room, right? What if this time I'm the bigger person in the room? And that makes me reach different results. And at the same time, uh, makes me feel good and makes my environment to understand better, and it triggers a different response as well. No? Joe Dispenza also calls rehearsing as the engine to respond differently until it becomes natural. So you rehearse the future that you want as it is already happening mentally and emotionally, and you align to manifest your new self. And most of the times, it's positive. Other times, I think from 0 to 10, you can reach out 8. But I think rehearsal for me is the tip that I've learned that works better for me, because it's a way of controlling the situation, your emotions, your thoughts, the way you behave, and by playing the result in the movie, then you know most of the time get what you are expecting to get. However, there's something that I've learned, which is sometimes we're so scared of new possibilities that when we do this movie in our heads, we forget that what is happening in our minds in that specific movie is not necessarily what will bring us to success. So the other thing besides doing this exercise of rehearsal is for me, or works for me, is to be open to possibilities. You have all the scenarios, but hey, you are not, you cannot control what others think or want or or experience themselves, right? And you cannot control if some specific word or the way you say things, even if you know the persons, if their environment is changing, you cannot control those triggers that could create a different scenario. So even if you rehearse, even if you have everything properly set up in your mind, things can go in different ways, in possibilities where things can go in different ways, and the possibilities of something that you didn't even thought about happen are there. So the most powerful thing is to be open to possibilities, and with that, be open to possibilities and to react in a way that you never thought you could react, to accept things that you cannot control, and to move on. No, it's funny, but sometimes your the script in your mind from your educational will play all day long with family, health, friends, and becoming aware for every single second of your day is also tiring. So you have to relax at some point as well. No? So because by overthinking, you also become the best version of yourself. So you don't want that. So you just have to let go, but at the same time, it's like a combination of you are aware, and you have, as long as you take care of your emotions and the way you think and the way you behave, and you have a clear vision of yourself on that specific situation and the way you want to be. And in my case, is to be happy, not have any burden in my shoulders, have an easy life, and enjoy myself, then you are open to possibilities, and then you let go. And when you let go and you have a clear vision, normally that vision will become reality. So this is for me rehearsal and awareness on rehearsal to become the best version of yourself, and to be aware of the situations is the best. But as I said, you cannot control everything. So letting go and opening to possibilities is also something that we need to do. What I want you to do this time is to take your paper and your pen. We will do an awareness reflection exercise. We will describe a real scenario where we feel we lose awareness, no? For example, and then we become not the best version of ourselves. So what we are going to do is describe a real scenario, like a conflict with a coworker, parenting stress, self-doubt before speaking, or maybe in a scenario where you don't feel that your health is 100%. No? Then the second step will be think about the normal reaction that you will have. How do you usually behave? So do you become defensive, impatient, you shut down, you don't ask for help, you just feel that you don't have, you cannot do anything, powerless, without control or lack of control? Then, after thinking of that, think, how do you think you could become aware of the emotions that will trigger that specific situation? What is the normal behavior that you had, and how do you think you could change that behavior to be to have a to respond in a different way if you were aligned with your higher self? And how can you reframe that situation in order for you to be successful on the specific situation? And I'm gonna give you an example. At work, for example, if a colleague criticizes my work, my normal reaction will be get defensive and argue. In order for me to become aware, I know that will be the emotion that triggers me. So I will pause, I will breathe, and I will ask myself, what can I learn from this? Is this criticism something that will bring me something to be better? Is this from this criticism, can I do something else that will help me to reach my ultimate goal? And then my response is different. How can I respond differently? Well, should I listen fully? Should I thank them for their feedback? And should I take all the things that they are saying literally and then decide later how to integrate it to my work? And the most important thing, this is work. It's not personal. Don't take it personal. It's not about you. It's about a different vision. And with that, normally I get the result that I want. And most of the times, you realize that every person has something to add onto you and will add value. And I remember that we are all one. And because we are all one, we have missing parts of each one of us. So normally those persons are there for you to see things that you won't see by yourself without an open mind. So we will have 5 minutes to do this exercise, and then we will have a meditation. So the time starts now. You can ask me on the chat if you have any doubt. Some questions that Joe Dispenza uh, in Dispenza's reflections are: what unconscious habit or reaction do I need to become aware so I can create a change? If I were to rehearse my future self today, what thoughts, feelings, and actions I will embody as if they were already real? When I face a challenge, how can I remind myself that reality is a field of infinite potential, not just one I see now? Where in my daily life, where in my daily life do I forget that we are all one? How could awareness of unity change the way I respond to others? 2 minutes. If I were to rehearse my future self today, what thoughts, feelings, and actions would I embody as if they were already real? This is the ultimate goal of the exercise.
Can you repeat that? The ultimate goal?
If I were to rehearse my future self today, what thoughts, feelings, and actions will I embody as if they were already real? It's on the chat already, too. Okay. If raise your hand if you need 1 more minute. 1 more minute then. One more minute. Thank you, Roxanne. One of the things that it's important to remember is that when we go to meditate, we are in the void, and when we are in the void and we practice, we are open to infinity possibility. So we are going to start our meditation. But before we start, I'm gonna write something to you. If you become aware of your automatic habits and you are conscious of your unconscious behaviors, then you are changing. Change begins with awareness of unconscious patterns, beliefs, and emotions. Now it's time for us to let go and go to the infinite field of energy that exists beyond our present concept, space and time, which unites us all, and we will co-create together. Close your eyes gently. Take a deep breath into your nose. Hold it for a moment and slowly exhale through your mouth. Feel your shoulders drop. Allow your body to settle. You are safe here. This is your time. Nothing else matters. Imagine tension leaving your body. Feel the weight of your body supported beneath you. Scan your body from head to toe. Notice the tension in your body. Breathe into it and let it soften. Take a deep breath into your nose. Hold it for a moment and slowly exhale through your mouth. You are now in the void. This is a place when you enter the state of pure awareness. You won't be judging. You can see yourself in the distance where you were in a situation and you were not your best self. Maybe you see yourself staying in a job you don't love, where you can see that it's hard for you to see yourself succeeding. Maybe you see yourself in a relationship repeating defensive or fearful patterns. You feel love, but at the same time, you are hurt. Perhaps you see yourself sick and believing illness is fixed. So you see yourself powerless. Notice your emotions without judging. Remember, you are just an observer. Pause and breathe. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and now relax. See yourself with the curiosity of a child. Ask yourself, is this the person who I want to be? Reframe. This is happening for me. I have the power to switch to infinite possibilities. Notice your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. You are the sky, vast and unshaken. Repeat silently. I am not my thoughts. I am the awareness behind them. I am in a place where I can write the story of my life on, on the way I envisage it. I have the power to become anything and everything, where the door is open to infinite possibilities, where I can become the best version of myself. The power is within me. The power is within me. The power is within me. Now it's time to rewrite your story. You become the writer, the leader, the alignment. You are powerful. You are strong. It is time for you to shift to the possibility where you recognize the pattern in advance. And you shift the way you react, and you pause, and you breathe, and you manage to imagine a different scenario. That scenario that brings a smile on your face, where you feel in the right place, where the conversation is meaningful, and your relationships are restored. When you know that illness and lack are temporary, so all shall pass. All shall pass. Hold the intention. Feel as if you are already there, leading to new opportunities. You are in a place where you can see the best version of yourself, on a safe space, where shared humanity is recognized, where you respond with empathy, strengthen connections, heal yourself, connect with others. And you see in front of you the play of the best movie of your life. You succeed. You are happy. There is joy. There is calm. There is awareness. Anchoring in gratitude. Replay the situation, responding as your best self, calm, confident, open to infinite possibilities. Feel your body. You are calm. You are resilient. You are compassionate. You are confident. Feel it in your body. You are aware. So you are changing. So you are winning. Repeat silently. I am aware. I choose. I create. I am happy. I am aware. I choose. I create. I am happy. Think of three things you are grateful for. It could be a cup of coffee, a friend, an open space, the sunshine, the opportunity to go tomorrow to work, to take your friend's hand, to kiss your husband in the cheek or in the lips, to relax. Think about something that put a smile in your face. Recognize how everything is in the right place at the right time and with the best possible outcome for you and for your loved ones. Place your hand on your heart and feel the beat. You are loved, you are alive, you are aware, you are successful, you are a miracle. See yourself surrounded by amazing people, those who support you, those who brings you joy, inspiration, awareness. Feel the gratitude and whisper, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are the creator of your life. You are aware and you are ready to succeed. Take a deep breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And gently return to the room as the king or queen that you are. Someone who is already aware of its power.